Yo, what up? What up? What up? We live. We live. We live. We live. We live. This is not a podcast. This is not a live stream. These are just my thoughts. What's up, man? Let's see where we at with it. Give me a second. Y'all know I don't go live often, man. So I appreciate everybody who showed up. We want to talk about the end of the year, end of 2025, man. I just want to make sure this thing is working, man. I just want to make sure this thing is on. So tell a friend, man. Go ahead. Shit. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, it looks like this thing is on. Devious, what up, bro? What up? All right, let's see who's in here, man. All right, yeah, here we go. So this thing is on. Devious, what's going on, man? Who else is in here? I just went on Twitter, dropped the link. I just went on IG and dropped the link. Let's see how many people fill this thing up. DJ Links, what's good, brother? DJ Links. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's talk about it, man. I want to hear from y'all too, man. End of the year, man. First of all, I appreciate all of y'all just rocking out with me. We could talk about anything. DJ Lights Out, Dwaylen, what's up? We could talk about anything. Let's talk about favorite albums, favorite moments. I want to hear from y'all. I will answer all of y'all questions. Man, I gotta just go live more, man. And I don't do that enough. So we just gonna have fun. RJ, what's good? Talking about I did a list. If y'all saw the other list, Calvin, Cabin in the Sky, my album of the year. I like that. Hey, we're gonna pin that one. Boldy James, Late to My Own Funeral. I meant to pin Cabin in the Sky. Shout out to Boldy James. Yeah, here we go. My top 10 real quick. I dropped the video. If y'all got to see it, if y'all ain't get to see it, it's all good. But my top 10 albums of the year was as follows. Metro Boomin, Futuristic Summer. I thought that was a fun album. I just had a lot of fun with that album. I know I didn't do a video on it, man, but I found myself listening to that album a lot. I had a lot of fun on that album. Ray Vaughn, The Good, The Bad, The Dollar Menu, I thought was an amazing album. I thought that was an important album. Shout to Ray Vaughn. I was not expecting him to drop with that type of like intensity and depth and storytelling and accountability, and it was just amazing. Rush Wild ended up on my top 10 list. I know a lot of people wasn't expecting that pick. When I look back at my Spotify rap, that was one of my most played albums. Alfredo 2 is number 7 for me. I didn't love it as much as Alfredo 1, but I mean, still an amazing album. Enchilada, one of the best songs of the year to me. Mobb Deep Infinite is number 6 for me, man. I thought Alchemist and Havoc did an amazing job. Rest in peace to Prodigy. Chance the Rapper, Starline is at number 5 for me. De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky is at number 4 for me. Jig God Does Like Ugly is in number 3 for me. Wale, Everything Is a Lot is my number 2 album of the year. And Clips, Let God Sort Them Out, Surprise, Surprise is my number 1 album of the year. So there's that. Yo, what's good? What's good? Freestyle skate. We're gonna get to that. I want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. We're gonna get to that. I pinned that comment. Just stay with me. We'll talk about that. Conway album, Last Minute Entry. I was listening to the Conway album this weekend when I was doing some shopping. I was driving down, the mall, like just hitting the spots, getting these last minute holiday gifts. Happy holidays to y'all, by the way, man. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa if you celebrate Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. All the holidays, and Happy New Year. We're coming up on the New Year. But Conway album was dope. The Conway album was dope. I thought it was a little too long. Like I would have shaved a couple of tracks off, but a dope album. Super dope album. Dave, the boy who played the harp for me. Yeah, man, dope too, man. I didn't make my list, didn't make my top 10. I got to go back in there and revisit it, man. But shout for Dave. I got a lot of respect for Dave. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm fully tapped in. Shy Knows, what up, Shy Knows? I appreciate you. Thank you for always showing love. Shy Knows is one of those ones, as a lot of y'all do, show love, not just on the channel, but I'll be seeing you on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like just going back and forth and always showing love and support. And I appreciate that. Who else? Where J. Cole at? Yeah, where's J. Cole at? That was one of the disappointments for me this year. I thought we were gonna get the fall off. Cole didn't necessarily promise us the fall off. Like he didn't like give a date or nothing like that. It wasn't like a Roddy Ricch situation or ASAP Rocky situation. But yeah, I thought we were gonna get the fall off, so hopefully next year, man. But definitely looking forward to what J. Cole has to say. Clips easily, but you couldn't have listened to Boldy James albums. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like there's no hate on Boldy James, but I don't listen to a ton of Boldy James. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like the biggest Boldy James fan. I'm just being honest. And it's also not a hate thing because then people take that and spin it like some other way. It's just something that you know I haven't really dived into. But shout out to Boldy James. Life is Beautiful, I thought was a dope album, RJ. Alchemist, Two Chains, Larry June. That fell right outside of my top 10. That was like 11 or 12 for me. Saba and No ID was also like right outside of my top 12, my top 10. Um, Don't Tap the Glass was fun. That might have been like in the top 15 for me, maybe. But definitely Saba, No ID, and definitely Life is Beautiful. Yeah, the Conway album was his best in years. Like I said, I really liked it. I just thought it was a little bit too long. Let's see what Miranda's here. What up, Miranda? Happy holidays to you, Miranda from the UK. Let's go. Um, what were we talking about? Is he still releasing this a boy? I don't know. There was a part of me that just thought this a boy was just like because he had a kid coming. So I thought he was gonna take like paternity leave. I really don't know. I really don't know. Shout out to Mick Jenkins. Rock Marcy and Premier album wasn't my favorite, not it wasn't in my top 10. I'm still delusional about the fall off. We got one more week left in 2025. Really, bro? Come on, bro. J. Cole is with his family spending the holidays. He is not dropping no fall off. I just don't want you to be disappointed, man, when you don't get the gift that you wanted on Christmas. Hey, Soul Child, Sean knows. I literally just listened to her for the first time this weekend, and she's fire. Soul Child is fire. Shout out to Soul Child. I saw Soul Child perform 2 weeks ago in New York City at Mercury Lounge. Her and Win had a show, and Soul Child is dope, man. Dope energy. I had met her before. We had met in passing. We had crossed each other's paths, but I really got to see her perform. She puts on a dope show. So shout out to Soul Child. Um, Eight Kings, yo, Eight Kings, salute, man. Thank you for everything, man. 2025, the year of the OGs as well. The seasoned vets dropping solid bodies of work and bars. Out got snubbed for Grammys. Alchemist should have been producer of the year nomination for sure. Alchemist was working overtime this year, doing amazing work. 2025 year of the OGs, yeah, man. What Mass Appeal did with Legends Has It, I think was dope. Made a really great statement. I think with Clips made a really great statement, and it's a continuation because in years prior we had seen Common and Pete Rock, we seen Killer Mike. Like, I love that the OGs and the veterans are finding the space in hip hop. I agree with you, Ronnie. Don't Tap was fun, but it had no substance. It was cool. Hip hop could be fun. Hip hop could be fun. Like, I feel you though. It wasn't like Chromacopia was like had real shit on it, man. I thought Chromacopia is an amazing album, man. I wouldn't be mad if Tyler got a Grammy. I think he put a lot of intention into that album. I think Don't Tap the Glass was it was just a fun album, but I enjoyed it. Ring Ring Ring, fire. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Young Stevie 1995, a new member. He just became a YouTube member. Young Stevie, thank you. Congratulations, welcome to the club. And I'm gonna drop a post. Check the post. Depending on the level of membership you got, I'll put a post to the Discord. If you're a monthly music club member, you'll see that. I'll do that after the live. I'll drop a new link to the Discord. Let's see what else. What else do we have here? Chris Patrick and Marco Plus, man. I'm expecting amazing things from them next year, man. I think Chris Patrick's new album is dope. Ben Riley, dope. Marco Plus, dope. Like, the future is bright, man. Shout out to those brothers. Win, Soul Child, like Life of Tom. Like, there's a lot of upcoming artists right now who are killing things. John Connor, Food for the Soul. Sean, what up, Sean? Yeah, man. John Connor, Food for the Soul needs more recognition. Shout out to John Connor. Yeah, y'all might have heard me talk about this monthly music club that we have, where we have our own Discord. It's via YouTube, and we do Discords, and every Sunday we get on a call and we talk to each other, and kind of like every member picks an album, and then we listen to the album for a week and we come back and talk about it. So one week Sean picked John Connor for us to listen to. Then I hit up John Connor. I said, yo, can you join this chat? And John Connor joined our video call with us, man. So sometimes we connect with artists, but we connect with good people. Thank you, Miranda. Happy holidays to you too. Any thought on the criticisms of Win on Twitter? Eye emojis. Be more specific. I want to answer your question, but I want to answer. I want to be careful. I want to answer a specific question. So Miranda, stay right there with me. What's the criticism? There's a lot of criticism, but what's the criticism? What's the specific criticism? And I'll give my answer for sure. Now, Win is fire. Win is fire. Shout out. I saw Javi here. Shout out to Javi. That John Connor shit is fire. Absolutely, man. Shout out to Javi. Javi is also part of our monthly music club. That's fam, man. Thank you, Javi. I gotta text you later, man. I'm gonna text you though after this. Win is big fire. Absolutely. Larizi is next up too. Yeah, man. If you saw me on Revolt, you saw me shout out Larizi as well. Sean really put me on to Larizi. Again, I'm talking about this monthly music club that we had, man. Shout out to Sean, man. Sean put me on. I think he put a lot of us on the Larizi, and the project he did with PJ Morton. Larizi is fucking dope. I got Malice as MC of the year, Nas as MVP. Does that make sense? That makes absolute sense to me. Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who was rapping better than Malice this year. I said that. I said that in my video. I think Malice got it. Nas as an executive as MVP. You know, I think Nas has always gotten criticism low key. First of all, he's always going to be compared to Jay just because their battle, the magnitude of their legacies. But Nas has never really shown smart businessman, his investments, his business acumen, A1, right? We're not questioning that. But as far as an executive who was ushered in for other artists, like Nas has never, like the Bravehearts didn't quite work out. Quan, if y'all remember Quan from Can We Please Have a Moment of Silence? There's been a couple of artists like around Nas that just didn't work out. And Sean, this year with the Legend Has It series, oh man, Nas got his executive on, man, and with the veterans, man, they just did an amazing rollout throughout the year. I think for those who have criticized Nas through the years on his record executive kind of vibe, y'all got to give it up for him this year. Y'all absolutely have to give it up. It's okay, Miranda. Like I feel you. It's okay, Miranda. I think I know what you're getting at, but if you ask me the specific question, it's not messy. It's all real. If you ask the specific question, I will give you the answer. I want to be delicate here because I don't want to speak for her. You know what I'm saying? But for sure. Wayno has been doing weekly live streams featuring independent artists. Old Orleans Claws were decent. Shout out to Wayno, man. Shout out to my brother Wayno, man. I love to see his growth. For sure, man. Yeah, I might get on that vibe too, man. I've been speaking to a couple of people. I know I got to get more consistent with these lives, man. And I want to give y'all what y'all want. Sean knows people think Win's one of those people who are going to turn country or pop after using her whiteness to get on. Yeah, look, we've seen it. We've seen it before. We have seen it before. And I have personally been critical of it before. We've seen it, and it sucks when that happens, or it hurts when that happens. Specifically when white artists flip to country or pop and diss hip hop, like the Miley Cyrus. Even though she didn't start out hip hop, she did the whole Bangers album with Mike Will, right? And then a year later, and she did that nasty twerking on Robin Thicke. That was just, I don't know what the hell that was. And then came back and was like, oh, I'm not into hip hop anymore. It's too much this and twerking on that. And all of a sudden she had a problem with it. Or Post Malone, who was like, though he walked this comment back when Post Malone came in with White Iverson and they said hip hop isn't the type of music that you could cry to or emote to. Like, you got to listen to different music for that. So it sucks when white artists come in, use hip hop, and not only just shift to another genre because we're in the era where artists aren't in boxes. Not only just because Tyler could shift through genres, right? And he should be able to, but shit on hip hop in the process. So now to Win and what I think about Win. I mean, she made a statement on her album. If you listen to the last song on that mixtape she just dropped, she said real rap bitch, and I'm not going country. Like she said that on the joint. So, I think she explained her intention. Like, she loves the rap, man. She loves hip hop. Like, this isn't, I know her personally, I work with her. This is not cosplay, but there's people who are skeptical, of course, because hip hop has been burned before. We've seen it before. Now it's up to her through her talent, through her consistency, and the way she shows up to show and prove and win people over. So that's kind of where I'm at with it on that. Let me go to my man Javi. Javi, yeah, Coyote, yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Yo, Javi, first of all, thank you for the super. Yeah, man, shout out to Coyote also. Out of the West Coast, they're dope. Again, I'm telling you about this monthly music club that we have. Hav, when it was his turn, he had us listen to that album, and Coyote. I mean, I was familiar with them for sure. My man Mike put me on to him. He's part of a management team, and then they popped out during the Joey Badass, the whole West Coast versus Joey Badass beef. That was a highlight of this year, and they dropped their response. So yeah, Coyote is putting in work this year, man. If y'all haven't listened, definitely listen to it. Hive, thank you, brother. Thank you. You and Wayno, my favorite people to tap into. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, man. Shout out to Wayno. That's my brother. Up, look. Dahlia, what's up, Dahlia? What's good? What you laughing at, Dahlia? What's the crying emoji? Like, I need to know. Yo, are we getting the fall off? They ask. I don't know what you know, man. My man DJ Lights Out here. Follow DJ Lights Out on YouTube also. My man DJ Lights Out said he's still holding out hope. There's still another week of 2025, and he thinks we're gonna get the fall off for the year end. I said, man, Cole is at home. Cole's at home chilling with the wife, with the kids, man. He's doing the holiday thing. Um, Freestyle, Rob, YouTuber of the decade. Thank you. Who asked me about? I'm not ducking no questions either. Um, what up, Mike? What up, Mike? Mike John, man, another member of our monthly music club, man. Thank you. Um, Young Nudie Paradise. I gotta tap back into that Young Nudie album. I did see him open up for Jid last week in New York, man. So shout out to Young Nudie. I gotta tap back into Paradise. I respect Young Nudie, you're right. Ronnie wants to know what's up with Drake and Iceman. Where's it at? If you watch the videos on this channel and what I was saying on along with the Iceman streams, I was saying it doesn't feel like the project is done. It feels like we were watching him create in real time, right? And that's when we didn't have any context to what he was doing, but it felt like that. I had compared it a little bit to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and when Kanye was doing Good Fridays. I think the quality of those Good Friday songs was amazing. He could have took damn near any of those Good Friday songs and put them on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like a Christian Dior denim flow or something like that, like crazy. But what Kanye was essentially doing in that time, when you remember, he was seeding it out to the blogs just to get feedback in real time. And I think in concept, that's what Drake was doing with Iceman. And that was my theory. And then he did an email interview with Complex and alluded to that and basically said that mostly. So I don't think Iceman is ready yet. I think he's still working on it. And I think in 2026. But I look forward to Iceman. Like as a hip hop fan, right? And as a fan of hip hop, and when we talk about moments, and Drake has obviously been a dominant artist, has been a great artist for so many years. We don't have to dive so much. We talked ad nauseum about the battle and where that leaves Drake, where that leaves Kendrick. But it definitely put chinks in the armor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we all can admit that. So then the other part is, how do you bounce back from that? And I think Iceman tells us how he'll bounce back from it. So I'm looking forward to hearing it, and I hope it's a dope album. I hope it's a dope album. Miranda says, Wait, who said they're looking forward to okay, Shano said I want a TDE 20th anniversary group project. Me too. I have inquired about that too, because wasn't 2025 is the 20th year, right? So we need that. I listen, I heard that I could say this because I've inquired about this. I don't think that album is coming anytime. There's a week left in 2025. I do not believe that it is coming. I'm not saying that it's coming, but they're joints. They're joints. I mean, there's some recorded songs. I don't know in what shape. I don't know if it's 10% done, 20% done, 25% done, 30%. I do not know, but I heard that there's joints. Shy says I'm looking forward to Dochi's album. Me too, man. Dochi's debut album. Young Steve said, "Have you heard of Errol Holden from Harlem?" Yes, yes, he's dope. He's dope. He was on Big L's album. He was putting out music before. Shout out to Errol. I don't know how much I'm gonna say, but we're not related, but we like his cousin is my cousin. We have like mutual family, like on my cousin's father's side, and then I'm on my cousin's mother's side. So it's like, so I knew, my cousin would always tell me about him since we was kids, man. But he's dope. He's fire. So shout out to Ruben Vincent, the Ninth Wonder with the Welcome Home project. That was a dope project, dope story, amazing. We love that. Who asked me? Somebody asked me, AR Philly, what up? What up? Suge Knight coming home in 2026. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that I don't know. DJ Lights Out says hope is always alive. Anything is possible. You got to dream like you never seen Nas. There you go. Amazing reference, my bro. I hope we get it. I hope we get it, man. I hope we get it. Mavi's album, shout out to Mavi. Mavi is dope. Boss and the Hicks, fire. Yeah, Boss kind of did his thing this year. That was like a sneaky little one. I don't think it got like a ton of fanfare, but Boss did his thing. What else y'all want to? I know somebody talked about Nicki. Said what I thought about Nicki. Y'all want to talk about that? Y'all want to talk about that? Ronnie said, I remember, but Ye dropped them with heat. Christian Dior Denim Flow was my joint. Christmas in Harlem, Soul Paul, and then drop. Completely different time and energy. Yes, and I'm not saying again, but what I'm saying was, and what Kanye was very intentional about that time was that he was working the album out. He was going like to clubs and he was playing like different versions of Power. He was tweaking the mixes, like Kanye wanted to get feedback from the people in real time, and I think that's what Drake was doing. Yeah. not Suge coming home. Verse of the year noms. Oh man. I'm unprepared. Listen, Chains and Whips. Chains and Whips. Chains and Whips. I think they're gonna win a Grammy for that. I think that's a best rap performance. Like literally the performance in the booth, the whole GN rhyme scheme that Kendrick was using. Chains and Whips. Yeet, Dangerous Summer got a lot of love early in the year. I'm not a big Yeet fan, honestly, but I respect it, but I'm not a big Yeet fan. Chains and Whips verse of the year. Devious Mind says, A-Rob's salute from the LBC, man. Shout out to Long Beach, man. Malice verse on POV. Yeah. Somebody said Malice on Community. Oh, let's talk about it. Shout out to I don't know how to pronounce this. Hignu. Yo, I think you're one of the brighter lights in the hip hop space. Thank you. But I cringe whenever you talk about rappers that use writers. I be wanting guys like you to call a spade, my guy, every time. I respect that. What are you gonna do about it? I'm not saying that disrespectfully. What are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? People want this shit to be gate kept. You cannot gatekeep this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for me, it means something. For a writer to write their own shit, for me, it means something. I don't know for the audience, it means something. You know, we seen this. I think when Drake and the Quentin Miller thing happened, I think by and large, the audience said, "Hey, we don't mind. Hey, it's not a big deal." For me, it means something. It's not the end all or be all because Kanye don't write either. Love Kanye's music, the old Kanye. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rappers who don't write. You know what's interesting? I was gonna make a video about it. Maybe I'll go in on it. I don't know if y'all saw, but Conway sat with Who Kid, and we know Conway is deadly. We know Conway the Machine is deadly with his pen. He sat with Who Kid and said on one song, like J Hove gave him like 4 lines. Is that foul? Is that out of bounds? Is that the same? Like it becomes this thing where it's like, where do you draw a line? There's so much gray areas. What can you do? This thing is gonna happen anyway. And I'm not saying that. First of all, Conway admitted that out his own mouth. Like he offered up that information. That means Conway was confident enough to say that. It wasn't like Jay was credited on the record, or maybe he was. I got to go back and look. But Conway was confident enough to say that. Doesn't mean Conway can't rap, but there's some like, what is the rule? Is the rule like nobody could write for you ever? And I'm saying I don't know, and I don't know how to gatekeep that. And that's me being honest with you. But I appreciate your comment. I appreciate the super. You know what I'm saying? Um, what I can't fuck with is using AI to write your shit, man. Like, get out of here, man. Then go find a dope writer. You know what I'm saying? Dynamics is in here. My man, Mr. North, man. Shout out, man. Toronto in the building. He says Malice MC Lyricist of the Year 2025. I think so. I think that's a tough one to beat. Shout out to my man Dynamics, man. 416. Appreciate y'all. We're talking about Dochi. I feel like, yeah, Dynamics in the cut. Come on, man. Brampton up in here, man. Come on. Come on, man. They say I don't get no love in Canada, man. That's not true, man. I love Canada. I love Toronto. I love the surrounding areas, man. Push on the title track, low key, the part where he talked about coke parts on you like, oh yeah, the coke spots on you like leprosy. Chill, yeah, yeah. What was Nas' best guest appearance for the Legend Has It campaign? Uh, mm, maybe that Raekwon verse. That Raekwon verse, maybe. Madison Community went crazy. Okay, but we were talking about this writer stuff, right? So Shano said there's always gonna be rappers with writers. I just prefer honesty. Me too, because I just don't think there's no way to stop it. I don't know how you gatekeep that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'll do a video on it, man. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But when Conway went on Who Kid and said Hove gave him 4 lines, I was like, I don't know what to do with that information because I thought I had a hard line. But I know Conway can rap. Y'all know I do music too. With Jay, if Jay gave me 4 lines, would I spit them? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I could do it. I don't think the pride of me could let me do it. But you know, shit, my pride hold me back from a lot of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? The Big L feature and the original Omerta verse. Yeah, that original Raekwon verse was fire. The Big L feature was cool. It wasn't my favorite though. The De La feature was dope too. On Run It Back. Nas had shit. Cardi shit was great. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I feel you, Ronnie. Again, I'm not the biggest Playboy Cardi fan either, but I like this album. Like, I wasn't mad at this album at all. Like, you know, and especially coming off a whole lot of red, right? And again, I'm not the target demo for Playboy Cardi. A whole lot of red was I didn't get it. It completely over my head. I had to call my nephew, like, yo, you gotta break this down for me. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of red I just didn't get. But I was just making sure nothing was my text is blowing up. But whole lot of red I didn't get. But this new album, this Iron Music album, like I wasn't mad at it. He had joints on here. Kanye and Cardi are honest. Drake hides it. Uh, yeah, no, yeah. Cardi B, you mean? Look, to Drake's credit, I can't believe I'm saying, but there's credit on if it was reading this, it was too late. Quentin was credited as a right, like Quentin's name is in the credits. Like that, that's just a fact. I think that was just a time when nobody was really buying physical, or and Spotify, I don't believe had metadata yet and stuff like that. So it wasn't like that readily available. But I think there was CDs out there. I feel like they sold CDs of if you were reading this in physical copies. So people who had the physical copies and had access to the liner notes could see that Quentin's name was in there. So to his credit, Quentin was credited. So I know we like to refer to Quentin as a ghostwriter, but he wasn't a ghostwriter is when you don't receive any credit. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Travis Scott doesn't write much either. Nope. Clouds has argument for verse of the year. I gotta go back and revisit that. It was a good record, man. That's the other reason why I thought Cole started off with the blog because remember last year he had the audio series the with him and Eve and Scott Laser, and then at the beginning he kind of used that platform as a blog and he was dropping joints and then it just slowed down. Kanye beats are better than his raps. Some of Kanye's raps is crazy, man. Some of Kanye's raps is crazy, but I feel you. They all cheating, fam. I feel you, Devious. Clouds was a crazy joint. What else we got? As long as the music is good, I don't think most people care, to be honest. Yeah, I care. I care. I just don't know how you gatekeep that. You know what I'm saying? Ye gave Jay the Lucifer blueprint. Yeah, absolutely. That's producing. That you know what I'm saying? Like that's how Pharrell gives you the hook. Pharrell gives you the song and the hook. Or look at when even when if you watch Fade to Black when Pharrell plays him Allure, right? And he kind of sets it up for him. He didn't get necessarily give him any bars, but Pharrell sung that hook and kind of gave him the direction and Jay went with it. I didn't mean it like that, man. Don't mean what are you gonna do about it? I wasn't talking to the brother, what are you gonna do about it? But what are we gonna do? Like, how do you stop it? And then with AI coming, how do you stop it? Because with AI, who do you credit? Now we not like before it was like, man, we don't know who's writing these raps. Like da da da, like Ghost Riders and all that, right? Now with AI, they running it through a machine, and you don't got to credit the machine. We don't know who's writing what. It's about to get messy out here, y'all. It's about to get crazy. Don't have multiple versions of push-ups with use of writers and think we're gonna say you want a rap battle. Uh, I don't know what happened with push-ups. I mean, we talked about this. I think what messed push-ups up was just the way it leaked. You know, I don't know who wrote what. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I assume we wrote it unless I see credits that say otherwise. But I think like just one version leaked and the whole time for like 2 hours after the record came out, he didn't claim the record. And then there was some people was like, "Oh, that's the diss record. There it is." And other people was like, "Nah, that's AI." And if you remember when push-ups dropped, when it leaked, we spent the first 2 hours debating whether it was real or not. Nobody really knew. I think that's what hurt that record. Drake propped himself up as a top tier rapper. That's where the line is drawn. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. But did Kanye not? Oh man, Kanye talk a lot of shit. Kanye West talk a lot of shit, y'all, in these raps. Kanye not prop himself up too. Like it's just like where do you draw the line? How do you measure the line? Like and I'm honestly saying I'm not shooting no bail for nobody. I don't know how you police this anymore. And again, I don't know if there's 92 of us in here and people are fired up about it, but it's still a small sample size. I don't know if most of people listening care. Kanye gave Hove, I'm the murder capital where they murder for capital. Yeah. I mean, but that's a hook. You know what I'm saying? again, we always say, hey, it's cool with a hook. Ja Rule wrote the hook for Can I Get a What? Like, yo, you gave me the beat with the hook in it, and then I feeling the verses. To me, that's what a rap is supposed to do. I don't think Jay is letting anybody write rhymes for him, like verses. Like we're talking verses, we're talking raps, and then constructing songs is when you bring a producer in and they help you with hey, hey, the bridge should be this, this should be this. But what we're saying is them raps, those verses, those 16s, we expect to be all you. So many OGs have stuff written for them. Talk about it. Like it's yeah. I mean, but and again, it's who do you yeah. It's a lot. It's always been in the game. If you go back to Rapper's Delight, that was Grandmaster Caz's rhymes. When the guy when he spelling out his name, I'm the CAS. So it's been, he was spitting Casanova's name, he was spitting Grandmaster Caz's name, and just kind of took the rhyme. So if you look at don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. There's a guy named Duke Booty who wrote those records. And then I think Melly Mel wrote the one verse that Mel wrote. The way the story goes is um a child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. Like, but there was writers on that record. So I mean, this has been going on forever. I don't know how you police this. Malice Lyricist of the Year, Nas overall MVP. I'm with it. I'm with it. Devious, man. I love these two guys. I'm gonna tell you, man. Dynamics and Devious. I love these two guys, man. Shy says, as long as you're being honest, I'll assess you for what you are. I'm a little far back in the chat. I'm gonna catch up. Dynamic said, who says you don't get love in Canada? Not the delusional crazies. LOL. They don't listen to hip hop, just unhealthy obsession with dude. Facts. Devious says, I think we get new Jay-Z next year. I mean, I hope so. Hove might be done, y'all. Hove might be at the point where he's like, man, fuck rap. Y'all can have this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Hove is quietly retired. I want a new Hove album, though. Stovegard, Hook of the Year with FICO. Yeah. Yeah. What y'all think of Goat Stamp? People was mad at the Goat Stamp record that Stovegard dropped. People were mad at. I wasn't that mad at it, man. It wasn't like he sold out. It wasn't like he did like he went trying to make a joint. Like it wasn't like he made it wasn't like he got like Tate McRae for the hook. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he sampled Miley Cyrus or some shit like that. Like or man, he went for it. I wasn't mad at that record. It wasn't his best record to me either, but I wasn't mad at it. The random JLX records were kind of funny. And yeah, he dropped and then disappeared. Yo, Rory, I'm still waiting for Rory to send me the lyrics for the JLX. He said 4 lines is only 2 bars, but still hell nah. Killer Mike was tough on that Daylight album too. He was. He absolutely was. The song for Mama and Paz too. That was great. Joey was smoking everything this year, man. Joey started off strong. You remember New Year's Day? Joey started off strong, man. Joey, and that battle that was so fun. I mean, Joey held his own against multiple MCs. I think, man, it was so crazy when he threw Loaded Lux on the joint going at Daylight. You know what I'm saying? Joey did his thing. He definitely won that battle. I was off of the hype and the momentum of that. I was expecting more from the project from Joey. If I'm being honest, I wanted more. Let's see. Hope you're doing well, Rob. What did you think of Joey's album? I wasn't too fond of it at first, but keep coming back to it later. I really enjoyed the album. I think it's good. Like, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with the album, but I don't feel like it met the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like Joey had a huge moment. Hinju, I know I'm butchering your name, bro. We splitting hairs when we separate credited and non-credited ghosts. All we should ever be talking about is, did you come up with the shit you're saying? Yes or no. So what do you do with an artist like Kanye West? What do you do with an artist like Biz Markie, who did just rhyming for Biz? Kane wrote that. What do you do with MC Light on Self Destruction when LL said he wrote that verse? Funky fresh, just to impress, ready to party. Um, what do you do with a Snoop Dogg who has admitted, use some Jay Z bars on Still Dre? I think the Dog Father. I think he had admitted to not writing most of or a big chunk of that album because he was on trial and he was stressed at the time and had to turn the album in. I'm not disagreeing with you, and I'm saying I hold it in high regard too. It takes a little something out of me when a rapper that I love, and then I'm like, damn, but you ain't write that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm with you. I don't know how you police that. Like you draw such a hard line, and then who stands on what side? And then can you not enjoy the music? I can still enjoy the music. Dr. Dre doesn't write those raps. Chronic is a classic. 2001 is a classic. I know we probably shouldn't be talking about Puff. But No Way Out. I love that album, bro. Like there's plenty of Puff verses but I know he didn't write. But I guess your expectation was lower for Puff because we kind of always knew he didn't write. But you didn't come up knowing that. Somebody had to tell you that. I think most of us, when we hear somebody spit something, we assume that they wrote it. And what I'm saying is, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to police that. I think the genie is out the bottle. And how do you put it back in? You know what I'm saying? It happened so long ago, so I really remember. But did Quentin write a hook or like a whole ass verse? Nah, it was a whole. It was the running through the six with my woes. Like it was a couple joints on that joint. The references were pretty much all in place for that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just a hook. Um, but then the argument when it comes to him is, well, he writes all the timestamp joints. Like who wrote the timestamp joints, which is like the real rap joints, like the 6 p.m. in New York, the 8 a.m.s in Charlotte, the 4 p.m.s in Calabasas, the Tuscan Leathers, like the joints where he's diplomatic community, the joints where he's really born up. So it's just like where is that line at? I being honest, I honestly don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shy, let's go before y'all get me into some more back and forth with it, man. Yo, Blue, just dropping by. Thank you for the super. Just dropping by. In my opinion, Leon Thomas and the Clips had the best albums years 2025. Um, Shout out to Leon Thomas. Y'all know I've been singing his praise shit. When Mutt dropped last year, I did a video on it. Nobody watched it, but look at us now. Look at who thought we would be here. Not me. Nah, Leon Thomas, that Mud album, and then Heal, the deluxe special, man. Leon had a phenomenal year. The Folks EP, I think, was a dope piece of music. He got kind of like his Prince vibe on. I then went to the tour. Leon was phenomenal this year. Shout out to Leon Thomas, man. Shout out to Leon Thomas. I hear you. I hear you, man. That's what principles are. I hear you. But hip hop done changed, and we got to be honest. Writers have always been here. I'm not excusing it. Take the wind out of the sails for me. It hit a little different when I find out you ain't write it. I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you. That's how I feel. But you're not gonna stop it now. There's no way that like you could sit here and gatekeep, but it's not gonna stop it. How do you gatekeep something like that? I don't know how you gatekeep anymore in the internet era. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually a little more concerned at this point, like because we see how it gets worse. Like that was the thing. I'm a little more concerned at this point at who's using AI to write their shit. You know. Let's do another topic. Yeah, majority of people don't care. I mean, I'll stay on this. If y'all want to talk about this, I'll stay on this. But what do we do? Quentin Miller worked with Nas also. Yeah, and I don't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he got credit on it. It was on one of the Hit Boy albums. Did he lend a hook? Did he? I don't know. Shout out to Dash, man. What up, Dash? Dash, we good? Sometimes I feel like Dash really don't like me, or sometimes I'm like, oh, Dash, you fuck with me. You fuck with your boy. Shout out to Dash, man. Happy holidays to you, man, for sure. But yes, it is hard to police, is basically what I'm saying. Um, love your channel, Rob. Thank you, Beverly. Love you too, man. Love. Just this is amazing, man. I started this. I needed this channel for me, so I appreciate y'all. What did you think about the AI creator and her diss track to Jermaine Dupri and Kalani? I did a video about it today. You can check it out today. But the short of it is, it's just whack, man. It's just a cloud chase. Wasn't even a good diss track. It was so vapid and just, it was like, oh, like, because the AI artist is powered by a poet who supposedly writes the lyrics and puts it in, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm a real artist. Oh, you're downplaying these lyrics," and it's like, "Cool, all right, you wrote the lyrics, but what about the beat? What about the music? What about the melody? What about the vocal production? What about the inflections, the up and down?" AI scraped the internet to get that. That might be a little bit of Beyonce. That might be a little bit of K Michelle. That might be a little bit of Kiki White, or a little bit of Brandy, or a little bit of, like, that's not all you. You know what I'm saying? I thought the song was whack. I thought it was a clout chase. Kaylani Need Not Respond. Folded, one of the best songs of the year. And shout out to Kaylani for speaking up, man. And I love her courage, man. Kaylani speaking out against AI. Kaylani always seems to be on the right side of history and speaking out against um and look, she don't always get it right. She's a human, but speaking in favor of people and humanity, I can get behind that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kaylani. Yeah, I thought that track was whack. Rob, today's thoughts on Nas's album. The more I listen, the more I appreciate it. Didn't feel that way when I first heard it. Yeah, I still stand behind what I said in my video that I dropped. When did I drop that? Thursday, Friday? Something like that. Tuesday. Sometime last week, I dropped the Nas premiere Light Years video. I still stand behind what I said in the video. But it was funny because if I would have dropped that video on the Friday when it came out, the first time I heard it, I was like, nah, this ain't it. And I was like, nah, this Nas a premiere. Let me just listen some more. And I found things that I appreciated within the album, but it is not a perfect album with me. It's not without its flaws. I love the concepts. I love Nas's lyricism, like pause tapes, like the what is it, Nasty Esco Nasir joint. I think that's dope. I think Madman is dope. I like Third Childhood. I didn't like New York State of Mind 3. And the beats were kind of uninspiring to me. So I kind of still feel the same way about it. Like, I don't think it's not great. It's not classic. It's a bit of a letdown after we waited so many years for this. It is a letdown for me after we waited so many years for this. But it's not the worst thing I ever heard. It's not the best thing I ever heard. So my nuance, my context is all in that video. But that's how I feel. Um, who do we feel bad for? I kind of feel bad for her a little, a little. Who's that? What up? We could. What up, Dash? What up, dog? No, Dash. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the other Dash. Me and Dash cool. I was talking about Dash Mar. I was talking about this Dash, man. Happy holidays, man. This all love. Dash be giving me a hard time in the comments. I feel like you a big Drake fan. Um, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like a lot of the back and forth we had, but I feel like that's your guy. That's your artist. You defend your artist, but I appreciate how you show up. We don't have to agree on everything at all. Um, and so shout out to you, Dash. I really do appreciate every time you show up, man. You're gonna give me a hard time with the shit that you don't agree with, and man, that's what it's about. But it's always respectful, man. So I love that. Peace to you. Happy holidays, all love. I promise you. Not hip hop per se, but John Bellion's father figure is a must listen for any and all fathers. I co-sign this message. Absolutely. Shout out to John Bellion, man. Um, oh, the AI lady. You say you feel sorry for the AI lady. Playing devil's advocate, what if somebody uses AI as a finishing tool? Are you against it completely in art? No, I'm not completely against it. I think it is a tool. I think AI is a tool. I mean, the perfect example that sticks out in my mind, and he just did a joint recently, Beanie Siegel. If you know Beanie Siegel from Rockefeller, Beanie Siegel was shot a couple of years ago and lost the lung or collapsed the lung, or something happened with his lung. And then his voice is more breathy. He doesn't have the same strength in his voice that he used to have when he was at his peak in Rockefeller. And Siegel said he's going to start using AI to get his voice to where it used to be on records. I'm not mad at that. If Siegel is penning the verse and then spitting the shit and it's his performance and you use the AI to get his voice back to where it used to be, I think that is a perfect use case. Like I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm not against AI. Like AI is here to stay. AI is not going anywhere. We're not going to be able to stop it. But it's about how we use it. It's about how we use it, man. And again, we get 100,000 songs uploaded to Spotify a day. We don't need any more songs. We don't need non-human songs. We don't. There's plenty of stuff to listen to. I don't think we need non-human art. And let's talk about it. Because if the money wasn't in it, then what? Because it's really fucking up the market share for real artists. Because you could produce, look at that group Velvet Sundown. I think they dropped 3 albums this year. You could produce AI albums and AI songs way quicker than a human can. And then you start putting them out and you start diluting the market share. Fuck that. Everything is a lot. Number 2 album of the year for me. Number 2 album of the year for me. Um, Number 2 album of the year for me, man. I thought it was dope. I thought Wale really did his thing. All right. Did I miss the Nicki talk yet? You did not. What do you say about I'm still trying to figure out. I've I'm not surprised. Like it feels like it was going here. Even when she was on the Uzi joint, where she said, "Oh, I had a Republican doctor. My ass is MAGA." You know what I'm saying? I think that was like the soft launch for what it is. All of the tweets, the Cardi B back and forth. I've kind of tuned Nicki out for the extracurricular stuff. I'm like, what's the music? Where's the music? What does the music sound like? Um, I don't. I was confused by some of the things. Um, the boys let the boys. It's okay to be boys. Um, when a large part of her fan base is LGBTQ, the T in that stands for trans. You know, but I'm more interested. Like, what does her fan base have to say about it? What do the barbs who hang on to her every word and really in support of her through everything? Are they in support of this, or are they let down by this? I'm more interested, but like in that because I mean, for me, none of it resonates with me. It's not what I believe. It's not what I would want to align myself with personally. Um, it's a little sad to see, but I didn't really expect nothing anyway. Like, I never looked to Nikki for political views. You know what I'm saying? Because we never really got that from her. So now that we're getting that now, it's just like, all right. Um, but what's the music sounding like? I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm really interested to see if the Barb's have something to say because I think that is what matters to her. I think when you criticize her, the bars protect her, and it's often easier for her to go back into the comfort of the her fan base. But if your fan base is now saying, "Hey, man, we don't rock with this," it's a little bit different. Then you don't have that safety net, you don't have that comfort. Um, I wonder if the Barb's kind of speak up and say something or become a voice of dissension. But Yeah, separating the art. Yeah, they separating the art from the artist is a slippery slope. It is, but you also can't. It's also tough because what do you do? You know how many artists are pieces of shit? Like what do you do? Again, it comes to that thing. Like how do you start policing that? I think R. Kelly got policed with that, right? Like it's weird if you go outside and hear a R. Kelly song today. Most DJs don't play it. Most radio stations don't play it. It doesn't pop up on playlists. You know. Um. Okay. So what do you do about Rick James? You ever seen rest in peace? You ever seen the stuff that Rick James has been accused of? What do you do about Rick James? Um, what do you do about Puff? Uh, the amount of artists accused of DV and who knows what's real or not. Like, what do you start to do about that? And it's enough out there. So it's hard to police because then you're selectively picking and choosing. Or if you take it greater, we had this conversation a couple of months ago with my man Trav and my man Low Key. Shout out to them. What do you do with somebody like Bill Cosby? Well, I don't think anybody agrees for the stuff that he was put in jail for. But do you just throw out the Cosby Show? Malcolm Jamal Warner died this year, and everybody was rest in peace. Cosby Show was part of Malcolm Jamal Warner's legacy too. It's hard to again. It's that line. Where's that line where you condemn not just an artist's actions but their art as well? I don't really have the answer, but it's not as easy as anybody makes it seem because if you do it for one, then you got to do it for all. And what I'm saying is I don't have the answer. I can't separate the art from the artist because you just enable their behavior, i.e., Ye, a prime example of that. So you don't listen to any Kanye, you don't believe what Kanye said, and you don't listen to any Kanye West at all? Or do you listen to old Ye and you just don't listen to the new Ye to when he turned anti-Semitic or anti this or anti that or whatever you don't agree with? Like, where do you draw the line? You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, man. It's tougher to police than I think people make it seem. Um, Tater Tots, what's up, Tater Tots? Went legit. G Herbo is song of the year because it actually impacted the streets. Very rare nowadays, not just the internet. And Chance album greater than Jid album, and it ain't close. All right, hot takes. Yeah, that went legit. I get it. Yeah, nah, that's a joint. That was a joint you heard outside. Like Herbo definitely affected people with that joint. Oops, my bad. So nah, I feel you. That was definitely an outside joint. And then Chance album better than Jid album. Debatable. I'm not mad at that take either. I think Chance made a phenomenal album. I love the hot takes though. I love the passion, man. Shout out to Tater Tots. Happy holiday to you. Thank you for the super, man. Get your shit off, man. I appreciate it. All right. Um, we doing hot takes. We can just throw them out there. I used to be the biggest Ye fan, and then what happened? So you don't listen to any Kanye anymore? Look, and then Kawan says they can never make me switch up on Ye. It's just some people who let's see this. Puff hadn't done anything wrong. If you watch the trial outside of the DV abuse, we been knew Puff was a piece of shit. Can you say Puff didn't do anything wrong? And then you said Puff hadn't done anything wrong outside of the DV abuse. Domestic violence ain't enough, man. Man, kicking that girl while she was on the ground ain't enough. Now, and I will say, and again, if you watch my video, I think Puff, I think the Rico thing was a hard thing to prove. Like I think they made the right call not convicting Puff on the Rico. I think that was right. I just don't think there was enough evidence in there for that RICO charge. I think Puff was what they charged him with isn't what he did, but it doesn't mean that Puff wasn't out here being a piece of shit and being guilty of shit. Now, and again, domestic violence is a different level of punishment than RICO. Like, but I just think the prosecution just misplayed the Puff shit altogether, and then you watch the Dave Chappelle, they got him on the Mann Act. But that doesn't, Puff has done some shit, man. I don't believe any same thing with the doc. I talked about the Diddy doc. I have plenty of videos on it. I don't think that Diddy doc did any favors to Puff. There was nobody there to counterpoint everybody's point or to try to paint him in a favorable light. I don't think everything in that doc was true, but I don't think shit was a lie neither. Like, Puff was out here fucking shit up. Like that's just what I believe. So whether he's in jail for the right thing or not, like, that karma catch up to you too. Those are just my thoughts. I wouldn't be mad at a Nas and Havoc album. Karma 4. Shout out Davies. I didn't I breezed through it. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really sit with that album. You know what was I was surprised with on that album is then Davies had a joint with Nipsey on the hook. And I found that out later. Like, nobody was talking about that joint. I listened to it once, I breezed through it, but it was nothing that really caught me. I'm gonna be honest, man. Shout out to Davies. So, man, I fuck with Dave. Merry Christmas, Rob. Tapping with Joel and Crook. There goes Tater Tots. Joel solo album with Hitmakers. That's the Tater Tots I know, man. Shout out to Joel and Crook. Y'all be phenomenal MCs. I don't know if it's towards the top for me. DV unfortunately was beyond the statute of limitations. Yeah, absolutely. Again, going back to the Puff thing, I think legally it was fucked up. But it don't, statute of limitations is statute of limitations, but man, you still kick the hell out of that girl, man. You still beat the hell out of that girl. It still happened. You over the Dot versus Drake shit. I know it's a year later, but I can't get over the lyrical and strategical dissection. I'm over the obsessive fans. I'm over like people still just fired up about, like, it happened, is done. I am intrigued by what you're saying, the lyrical and the strategical dissection and the moves like that. I think we'll be talking about that for the next 20-25 years. But I don't hate Drake fans and I don't hate Kendrick fans. Like, it's just like the back and forth, like, is like enough already, dog. Like, it happened, it's done, it's over. Like, I do think it's great, a great lesson in just hip hop battles and stuff like that. And again, I think we'll be talking about it for the next 20-25 years. But that fucking fan army, obsessive fan back and forth shit, I'm over that shit, man. I'm over that shit. Atlanta's 20 plus year run in hip hop has finally come to an end. P.S. I'm from Atlanta. Did it? Maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man. That whole what 21 Savage is saying, do Thug and Gunna get back together? And then the question is, if they do, is it genuine? Do Offset and Quavo get back together? And then the question, if they do, is it genuine? Offset had a good album this year with the Kiari album. Offset had a good album this year. I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested in hearing Offset and Quavo right now. Because what is it for? I don't know if the run has come to an end. It definitely is not the same. It definitely is not the same. And what Atlanta, to me, what I always admired about them, and I thought what the Atlanta hip hop community was really great at, these besides making music, these conflicts always existed down there. Like, there was always like beefs that maybe Atlanta knew about, but they didn't like highly publicize it. Like Like they were good at keeping Atlanta business in Atlanta and not fucking up the money and not fucking up the, you know what I'm saying? The movement or whatever. And then, at a certain point, I think we just became privy to all the shit. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't know how you go back to it, but we'll see. We'll see. Salute to you, internal revenue. Yeah, man. Let's do it. I need that eternal revenue. Um, Manny, what up, Manny? Appreciate you every single time, my dog. Just because it's hard to identify the line doesn't mean that we can't identify things that are obviously far past it. I feel you. Be more if you could be more specific because I'm jumping around a bit, but I feel you. Lefty Gunplay projects with Jason Martin was fire. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't on my top 10. It was cool though. It was cool. Um Jason Martin and Mike and Keys really been doing their thing this year. I mean, Jason Martin might be 3 projects in. I'm 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 like super impressed by the year that he's had. Um, even more so than just the lefty stuff. Yeah, I talked about that. I think that was number 8 on my list. The Good, the Bad, the Dollar Menu by Ray Vaughn. I think that's a fantastic album. I think that is a fantastic album. I was not expecting the level of depth that he had on that album, man. So shout out to Ray Vaughn, shout out to TDE. We talked about it a lot in our monthly music club Discord. Just about the different traumas that we've all had growing up and how we overcome that and not pass those on to our children. I think a lot of that was in that album. I thought that was great. You think Dot was mentioning other artists too, or have fans been reaching? Be more specific, mentioning other artists and what? I missed the point, but it might be because I'm moving too fast. But real talk, I think Rich Ass Haitian by Mac Hami was better than GNX in 2024. Free the Robots. I can't agree. Shout out to Mac Hami though, but I can't agree. But I hear you. I ain't mad at it. Can we stop talking about Kendrick and Drake, please? doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. How do we heal hip hop after these two men went nuclear? Feels like we're in a nuclear fallout. I think it's all right, man. I think, listen, despite what a lot of people say, we had an amazing album. I mean, amazing albums this year. I mean, I think Chance dropped an amazing album this year. I think Clips dropped a classic album this year. I think Jid dropped an amazing album this year. I think Wale dropped an amazing album this year. We got Alchemist and Freddie Alfredo too. We got De La Soul Cabin in the Sky and what the whole Legend Has It movement represent. I think Cardi made a statement. Cardi B. I think there's something for everybody. I think Playboy Cardi, if you're a Playboy Cardi fan, like, I think we try to act like hip hop isn't, or some people try to act like hip hop is in some bad place. It's fine, man. Yeah, I think we had a great year. This is one of my favorite years. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. I hope we get the fall off in 2026 finally. Yeah, Mike. Hey, man, if we don't get the fall off in 2026, man, I don't know if we ever getting it because the anticipation is going to be so high. It's like, where do you go from here? It might be like detox level. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Everybody blaming 101 Reasons on hip hop instead of just saying the music hasn't been great. LOL. And the good projects are having trouble being seen. I don't agree. I think the music has been great this year. I think the music has been great. Now the good projects having trouble being seen, yeah, maybe. But again, I think when Clips make an album, they're not making an album for everybody. I think when Gibbs and Alchemist make an album, they're not making an album for everybody. I don't think Mobb Deep was making an album for everybody or De La. Like I think they hit their base. I do feel like I do want to see more visibility for Wale. I think Watching Us could have and still can be a big record. I think there was some things that I would have liked to see get more light. I thought Skate by Jid and Sierra and Earth Gang, I thought that was such a fun record. I thought that should have got more shine. For real. I'm not sure what they were doing over there at Interscope. But man, I thought we got great music this year. I was happy. Rob, do you know of Swavy? Yeah, yep. I heard of him. I listened to a couple of stuff. I'm not super tapped in, but I know I've been like Nyla put me on actually. Nyla Simone, shout out to Nyla Simone, was just on tour with Jid and Chris Patrick. Shout out to Jid and Chris Patrick. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now I got to tap in 2026. Absolutely, I got to tap in. Um, yeah, definitely somebody I need to check out. I listen, he's dope, but like I gotta like really dive in. You know who else I like? Who I listened to recently? I don't know if y'all heard of Mark Lux. Mark Lux, he has the album. What the fuck is that album called? I don't want to mess up the name. I was listening to it the other day. Um, Mark Lux album is Open Gates. Yeah, there you go. Open Gates. Yep. Um, I just started working that into my rotation last week. I think Mark Lux is dope. Let me know if y'all listening to him. ATL is just gonna be just fine. Yeah, I mean, look, man, ATL, Jid. I did feel like the week that Jid came out was when the Young Thug call started leaking or put out on the internet, right? You remember that week? And that's when the social discourse was like, oh man, Atlanta is done because it seemed like everybody was at each other's throats. Man, if I'm Interscope, if I'm Jid, I would have piped Jid up so much during that time. Man, skate, man, I'd have shot the video. I'd do a skate party at Cascade, at Golden Glide, like that weekend. I would have just turned the city up, just to give the city one because the Jit album was great, and while Thug was trying to figure out his situation, is to give the city something to be proud of. I thought Futuristic Summer was a great album and a fun album and a great source of pride for Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Harkening back to a time. You know, I thought those albums, I was hoping those albums would get upheld more because there was dope shit coming out of Atlanta this year. Starline was amazing. I don't think anybody's ignoring Pusha T. Like, I mean, Push is one of the greatest. I do one. I think Malice showed the fuck up. Like, I think Malice. They're both top tier rappers. Man, I think Malice was killing it this year. And then I also think that there is a part of Malice that the absence make the heart grow fonder. So we hadn't heard of Malice in so long, and to get this, but Malice was talking shit. Said my old plug, asked my new plug to reunite us. You know what I'm saying? What he said, came back for the money. That's the devil in me. Had to hide it from the church. That's the Jekyll in me. Like he was talking that shit, boy. Like Malice was going crazy. Salute. As far as the line, I meant what's acceptable moral failure for artists as humans. For example, Nicki and Ye are past the line. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah. I don't know what the other thing is the music, right? Like hit records cure everything. With Ye, for example, right? Like it's all that shit. And it's like, man, I don't really fuck with him. And then the music wasn't like great. Not compared to his old shit. It was like, it's like, all right. It'll be interesting to see where Nicki is at musically, but I'm not. My expectations are low right now. Low. Offset definitely surprised me with his album. Yeah, Offset's album was dope. Miranda said she didn't want to be messy. Any music disappointed you this year? Yeah, Young Thug's album. Young Thug's album disappointed me this year. I think Thug had the opportunity after the YSL trial was the wildest trial that we've seen. It had the long running. I mean, yo, there was contraband in the court. There was drug deals in the court. Um, Judges was cursing each other out, was like arguing with judges, lawyers, I mean, was cursing each other out and arguing with judges. There was all types of weird shit every day happening in that court. There was memes. It was crazy. Then the whole Gunna shit, and I think coming out of it, Thug had the opportunity to really express himself in an earnest and honest and open way, and give us perspective on things that we maybe hadn't heard, or that we hear from few people. Like, you think when Ti kind of came out of his situation, Paper Trail was the album, and that's a phenomenal Ti album. So I was expecting Thug to give us like a version of like what's his Paper Trail. You know what I'm saying? And he did it. And You Scuddy wasn't that. And and it had glimpses of it, or you could tell like he was thinking of going there, but the white face on the album cover threw me off. That felt like a troll to me. The Ninja song felt like a troll to me, with the N word, with the hard ER that all of the white streamers were reacting to, and they were going crazy. Yeah, yeah. And he's saying the N word with the hard ER. Like, those felt like trolls to me. And it felt like he wasn't really confident in his perspective or his work, and relied on these trolls. And it didn't work because you didn't sell a whole lot of records anyway, trolling. So you might as well have given us some open, honest, and earnest, instead of trying to troll. I think Doug just didn't seem like he was confident in what he was delivering. And then, and I feel like I know he's capable of it, because I thought the Big Bank interview, I thought was one of the best interviews of the year. I thought Big Bank did a phenomenal job. I learned more about Thug in that interview, and what motivates him and who he is as a person. And I wish I'd have got that same feeling from the music, and I didn't. I was scared when he dropped the first single, "Money on Money" with Future. It just felt so cliche. It felt like paint by the numbers, and I'm like, yo, you had the opportunity to tell us something like real, and you could make a money joint. I'm not even mad at making a money joint. Money is real. It's a real situation, but man, maybe tell us how much them lawyers cost. And now you got to bounce back and shit, man. Like, damn, I done lost however many M's, and I got to bounce back, or whatever. Like, you still kind of talk your shit, or hey, I'm about to get it back, or whatever. But I was disappointed with that Thug album, because I was expecting something. I was expecting way better than what we got. Dash wants to know, do you think we got another Legends Has It run? I think so. I think they come back. I think they run it back. It might be different artists. I don't know, but I think they run it back. It'll be cool. They killed it this year. They made a killing. Do we get another Kendrick album next year around the fourth quarter? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Kendrick is gonna go back and do what Kendrick does. I think it might be another 2 years or something before we get a Kendrick album. You know, there was this expectation now that after this battle that Kendrick was gonna change and be. I think Kendrick's superpower is being who he is and knowing who he is. Kendrick is the only artist where like we assign, like, remember when he dropped Damn, and it was like Easter weekend, right? It was like Easter Friday, and then people were like, oh, he's gonna come back on the third day, like how Jesus came back, and we're gonna get a deluxe, or we're gonna get a second album. And that never happened. We prescribe so much meaning to Kendrick stuff, and then the same thing with GMX. Even though, to Kendrick's credit, he did say, or he said, "Oh, I double back like a deluxe." He never said he was dropping the deluxe, but he said double back like a deluxe. I think Lefty Gunplay had confirmed that Kendrick was going to drop a deluxe. So, I mean, but we never heard Kendrick said it. There may have been talks, that hey, yeah, I think we might drop this deluxe album or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, Kendrick just remained Kendrick and said, hey, I'm going to drop this project that I'm confident in, GNX, and I'm going to let the music speak. And I'll see you when I have something to say, and I'll come back. So I would love another Kendrick album. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another Kendrick album for 2 years. I'm so ready for the fall off, but simultaneously dreading it. Not ready for Cole to be done. Gonna be bittersweet as fuck. Do rappers really retire, Dahlia? We'll see. Actually, it would be great if Cole dropped the record next week going into New Year. Listen, bro. It'll be great for these views. It would be great for this traffic. I would love it. Let's go. I want it. But no, it would be cool. Man, keep shit exciting. Shake shit up. Like, yeah, I'm into that. How does 2025 release compare to the historic 1998 run, in your opinion? Oh, that's a good question. I never thought about that. Um, I don't know, rose-colored glasses. 1998 was DMX. 1998 was right. That was It's Dark as Hell is Hot. That was Jay-Z Hard Knock Life. Lauren dropped that year too. Miseducation, like, yeah, I don't know. I think Outkast drop that year? I think Outkast dropped that year. Or did Criminal come out in 99? I forget. But I don't know. My nostalgia gets the best of me, so I will go with 1998. Always a good time in your lives, fan. Thank you, man. I never know if I'm doing this right. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like maybe maybe I should get some Hennessy. I got some water. I'm sitting here drinking water. Maybe I should get some Hennessy, make these things more interesting. Drink Henny out the bottle. But I never know if I'm doing these right. So I appreciate y'all coming in and fucking with me. Nas and Havoc will be a snooze fest. Oof. Nas needs to get with Street Runner or something. Shout out to Street Runner. I think that'll be dope. I don't think Nas and Havoc will be a snooze. Think about it. Nas jumped on 3 joints on the Mobb Deep album. I think he is super inspired by Havoc. He has said too when I did the panel with him at New York Comic Con that they had changed a lot of the stuff he was doing with Premier after working on the Mobb Deep album. He felt like he had to step it up. I don't think Nas and Havoc will be a snooze fest. Or Boy Wonder. Nas and Boy Wonder would be dope. Shout out to Boy Wonder. Nas and Boy Wonder would be dope. Or Justice League. How you just throwing names out there, man? Nas and Justice League would be amazing, man. Shout out to my man Rook. Justice League is some of my favorite producers. That'd be crazy. You think Jid could have more push behind him? Yes. Yes. I'm not sure exactly what is going on over at Interscope, but hell yeah. I think Jid needs all the support, man. He deserves all the support. And he had the song with Eminem. I feel like they should have put that on the album. It would probably disrupted the album a little bit too. I don't know how it quite would have fit on the album. It'll pipe those numbers up though. But yeah, I'd like to see the label get behind Jid more. I think Jid deserves more support. I think the quality of that album deserves more support. And I think there were joints on that album that could have kind of crossed over. Skate, again, is one of them for me. Futuristic Summer was so good. Yeah, it was a fun album. Push is the better live performer in my yes. Yeah, I agree. Man, I might have saw the clips live 2 or 3 times already this year. And I might go on December 30th. It's my birthday. Hey, one thing I forgot to say, my bad. I should have said this a lot earlier. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe, man. I'm trying to get these subscribers up. I'm trying to get to 50,000 before the new year. So please subscribe to the channel. Let's go, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Do your man a solid. Or Cool and Dre. Okay, Tater Tot. Now you're just throwing names out, man. Shout out to Cool and Dre. Shout out to Cool and Dre. Gangsta Grills being heavily overlooked. The Gang Gangsta Grills. I thought that was a good album too. I did a video on that. I thought Gangsta Grills was a good mixtape. I think part of this is Game's fault. When you say it's being heavily overlooked, I think Game makes dope music. Game is a hell of a rapper, and then it'd be the troll things that kind of turns you off. I think the whole Kendrick thing turned people off. So shout out to Game. But I think that Gangsta Grills mixtape was great. I did a video on it. I think it was a dope project. But then Game's a bit of a troll, man. They all kind of come. If you think about it, man, like Game, Ray J, Blueface, Whack 100, like they know how to kind of get headlines in the media, and those headlines then dominate whatever they got going on. Ray J don't really have music right now. Blueface don't really have music, but it all kind of come from the same school. You know what I'm saying? That was my read on it. Money dried up like a cuticle. Favorite line from Malice. Nah, my old plug asked my new plug to reunite us. That was my shit. Did I miss JID or Wale? Just tuned in. What up, Teddy Hart? Yeah, man. JID was my number, and I did a video on it, so you'll be able to watch the video. JID was my number 3 album of the year. Wale was my number 2 album of the year. Yeah, we talked a lot about JID in this thing, and how I think he deserves a bigger push from the label. Wale too, I think deserves a bigger push from the label. I think Watching Us is a hit record. I think, man, I thought Where to Start was a dope record. Wale, and we talk about radio. A lot of people say, hey, radio's not important and this and that. Radio's still important, man. A lot of people still listen to radio. Um, on Chill for Wale was a big radio hit that lasted for a year plus. You know what I'm saying? I thought Where to Start was one of those records. I think Watching Us is definitely one of those records. I think Wale, radio doesn't work for everybody. I think Wale could take a lot of advantage of radio if his label invests in there. But I think we need a video for Watching Us. I think we need a big push for Watching Us. So I'm looking forward to that. Leon Thomas, Wale with the Guapole sample, and then Wale was just rapping on that joint. Belly, Michael Fredo, Mirror on the Benz, like bars was up, and then he gave us music that made us feel something. So yeah, Wale definitely number 2 album of the year for me. Jid number 3. Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate you. Happy holidays to you. Oh man, yeah, man. Lil Wayne's album was a disappointment. Yes, that's another one. Peanuts to an Elephant. That was tough. That was tough, especially after all the Super Bowl stuff. And well, look, Wayne is a legend. That is never going to. We'll never dispute what Wayne has given to the game and the greatness that Wayne had. But yeah, this album wasn't great. I forgot about this album. This album wasn't great. What does post-album release promotion look like today, in your opinion? We don't have a hub like we did with MTV, BET, etc. So shout out to the Clips for theirs, but that's relationships. I mean, but it's not just relationships. I don't know if you boil the Clips thing down to relationships. The Clips, I mean, it is relationships, but the Clips just worked harder than everybody else. Look, I tell you what, the first stop that they came through, they did GQ first. Shout out to Frazier. I think Frazier did an amazing job at GQ. But pretty early in their run, they sat with me for Genius. I was off camera, but the yellow backgrounds that you see, the verifies, we did 3 different verifies for them. We did that. I conducted those interviews. I just did those off camera. That was a 3-hour shoot. Hot lights on them for 3 hours. No breaks. The stools kind of, they're not the greatest ergonomic stools, kind of do something to your back. And what I'm saying is they worked, they powered through that. They didn't complain not one time. They was, we down to do this. We're going to finish this and we're going to give you our all. We're not going to shortchange this interview, this process. I seen it firsthand. And then I seen all the other stops they make. I'm like, yo, these brothers are working. I think a lot of artists, I think the same avenues are open to a lot of artists, because especially traditional media are not used to getting access anymore. So I don't think it's just relationships with the Clips. I think it was their willingness to work. But when you ask the question, what does a post-album release promotion look like today, in your opinion? I think the Clips showed us. I think one is creating art with intention and having a story to tell. And then I think is going out there and evangelizing and touching the people and telling your story in a variety of different ways to cut through the noise. So yeah, I think the Clips set the standard for that. The Clips rollout was the best that I have seen in years. Thug album was better than Lil Wayne album and Gunna album. Nah, one better than Gunna. Gunna had a way better album than Thug. I really liked Gunna's album this year too. Like, I thought it was solid. I thought it was a little long. But it was solid. Somebody said favorite Ransom project from this year. Maybe the Reinvention with Premier. The joint with Dave East was good too. The joint with Dave East was really good. The Final Call. I wanted to do a video on that. A lot of people got mad, but I was traveling. I was back and forth to LA. Like, that week bust my ass when that album came out. But I liked The Final Call. I thought The Final Call was a good album. Like, that might be either that or Reinvention. Also, I did like the Conductor album too, The Uncomfortable Truth. I liked some of the concepts that he did on there. But maybe the Davies album might have been the best one. The Final Core album might have been the best one for Ransom this year. Thug album was not better than Gunna's. Be for real, for real. Yeah, I didn't think. I didn't think that was. Listen, man. Yeah, that December CPM. Let's go, man. If Cole want to give us an album, I'm with it. I'm with it. Big Pun came out in '98. You're right. Yeah, I'm gonna go in '98, man. If you could time travel to any year, what would it be? 1996. Easy call for me. I think about this a lot, Miranda. 1996 for the music, for the fashion, for that just that time in my life. If I knew in '96 what I know now, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? '96 was like heavy, like DJ Clue tapes era. It was Renton came out, Reasonable Doubt came out, Big was on top of the world. He was still alive, early '96 too, when Pac was still alive. Like, come on, man. Oh man, we had the Penny Twos in '96. Air Max 95s was still popping in '96. We had the Jordan, the lows, the IE joints in the summer of '96. 1996, absolutely. You think Kendrick's body snippet will ever release? Yes. I think what Kendrick should do, I think what would be exciting for Kendrick, and it would be, I talked about this in the video too, and what will be in his wheelhouse to do is Untitled Unmastered. I think that I would like to see. Maybe we don't get a full album from Dot next year, but I would love to see another Untitled Unmastered. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way to like feed people, get people excited, and then not have the pressure of, because Dot's not gonna pop up and drop an album until he has something to say. He's gonna have a theme. He's gonna know what the visuals are. He's gonna have it like mapped out because he's intentional that way. But I think an Untitled Unmastered would be dope, and I think we'll hear the body snippet on another Untitled Unmastered. That is my prediction. She said, "Get the Henny." Come on, maybe for New Year's. Maybe for New Year's we'll do the Henny. Rob, you're doing great. Proud of everything you accomplished. Prosper. Thank you so much. And we've been down a long time, man. Since my MTV days, I remember interviewing you, Dahlia, when Cole went around playing the album and went to different fans out, and he pulled up at your crib and played the album. And I saw that on social media. I said, "Nah, I gotta get an interview." You know what I'm saying? And we interviewed you. Man, you've been one of the truest ever since. So I appreciate the love all day, and shout out to you and your family and your whole just circle, man. If you were stuck on a desert island and only could bring 3 albums to listen for life, what would it be? Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death. Mary J. Blige, My Life. Maybe Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. But that's tough because then No Illmatic and No Prince, Purple Rain. Those will probably be the top 5. But I would say that just so I have variety, it would be Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death, Mary J. Blige, My Life, Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Do you think Nas and Premier make a trilogy? I think they leave it alone. I think off of this album, I can't see. Man, unless they left something on the table and they feel like they could like top this album by leaps and bounds, I would just leave it alone. I don't think they make a trilogy after this. I don't think that happens at all. Nas to get with Pharrell or Soundwave or Boy Wonder. Nas and Soundwave might be dope. Nas and Pharrell would be cool. Boy Wonder, I fuck with Wonder too, man. That JID concert was phenomenal. I went to the Brooklyn one, to the first Brooklyn one. That was crazy. Let's see. Kendrick is one of those artists that goes on his own time and rarely does what we expect him to do. In my opinion, that's what made GNX so special, is that he gave fans like me what I wanted from him. Yep, I agree. Push is a better performer than who? I assume, when I forgot who left that comment, but whoever left that comment, I assume they meant that Pusha was a better performer than Malice. But Push has been performing this whole time. That's what I think. Wow, he said, Jizz God Does Like Ugly was a disappointment to me, to be honest. I was expecting something just as good as the Forever Story or better. I respect it. You're the first person to say that. I respect it, though. I respect it. I don't know. I don't have an answer for this. Where do you rank 2025 in the past decade in terms of music releases? I got to really think about that. It's up there though. It's been an amazing year, but I don't know where I rank it. What's up, bro? Jay, the most underrated rapper of all time. Is he? Jada's rated pretty high. You know, I never heard a whack Jada Kiss verse. I think Jade is one of the few artists that like I've never heard a whack verse. You ever think about collaborating with Wayno like panel wise? Yes. We did it once and we always talk about doing it and I just end up being busy. He's doing his own, his work is crazy. But yeah, that's always on the table. Wayno is my brother, man. We talk every day, actually, man. That's my brother. So yeah, we get more of that popping, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, man. I need the subscription. Not subscribe, please subscribe. I think Wayne messed up calling it Carter 6. Should have called it something else. Probably wouldn't have gotten as much criticism. Yeah, I think the Carter 6 helped, but I also don't think that it was a great album. But yeah, I think he does himself a favor not calling it Carter 6. Do you think Cole responds to Wale for having Cole's name in his mouth this press run? Nope. I don't even think Wale said nothing that bad. Him and Cole are friends. I don't think there's nothing to respond to. But I also don't know that after Cole didn't really partake in the Kendrick battle or didn't partake in the Kendrick battle or partook in the Kendrick battle but took it back. I don't think he has that type of smoke for anybody. So no, I don't think so. And I don't think there was nothing that Wale did malicious. That Mr. Recoup beat reminds me of Peanuts to an Elephant. I did see the leaked Spider-Man trailer. That it was on somebody's computer screen, right? I don't know. I don't know what Marvel is doing. White glove service with the brick. I'm Luigi, Soul Ecstasy, and disappeared. I am Houdini. If you watch the Genius episode for that, right? For that record, I didn't get at the time. I didn't get Ecstasy and Houdini. Ecstasy is a member of the group Houdini who passed away. Rest in peace to Ecstasy. I didn't get that part of the bar. Like it went over my head. Malice didn't get it either. Like right when we were sitting there, Malice turns to push it. He was like, "Hold on, I just caught that." Yo, it was one of the illest just rap moments. Just like dudes just like nerding out over just like ill rap bars. If you go back and watch that Genius episode, that's in there, man. That it was a great line. Wow, I'm glad to catch you on live. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. Do you ever think we'll get another big rap star like X Big 3? No, not for a while. I think it's gonna be a while. Don said that he'll go back to 93 with Nas, Big, and Craig Mack. Okay. 93 was a good year. What's the disconnect with East? He's a top tier rapper, but something to be said for the volume of releases and consistency through the highs that may not have been as high as anticipated when with Wayno. Yeah, look, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And East has a couple of things going on. I mean, he has the acting thing. He's been doing acting now. He has the pod with Fab and Jim and Mano. I mean, only East can answer that. I do think I don't pretend to know what happened with him and Wayno and what that is, but I do think Wayno is a smart dude, a hell of a manager and a partner, and you know, I think that has something to do with it for real. And then I also think like East was new and you know the Mass Appeal thing, and then Nas, and then to Def Jam, like it was just an exciting time, and I don't know. I can't say he has to speak to that, but you know, we're often excited about artists when they're brand new as well. So that was an exciting time for East. But yeah, I don't sleep on Wayno. I think Wayno brings a ton to the table as well. But you know, East is East, and he's been able to accomplish some things. Again, you know, the shit that East has accomplished thus far, rappers would kill for. Yeah, Quemini came out in '98. There you go. Yep. And then Stankonia was 2000. Yeah, 98 is the year for me. 98 is the year for me. What's up, Brandon? He says, you got me back into comics. Salute, man. I'm glad, man. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you're reading that Absolute Batman, man. That's a fun one. I have a whole nother comic channel if y'all interested called Markman Comics. So y'all can check me out over there. I don't upload as frequently. It's just not enough time during the day. But I'm uploading at least once a week talking about comic books. And then if you follow me on Instagram at Ron Markman, I definitely give you a couple comic book videos a week as well. So yeah, check that out. But subscribe to this channel too, man. I need to get to 50,000 for the end of the year. Favorite interview that you've done? Probably Kendrick, probably the Kendrick to Pimp a Butterfly interview, but my Mariah Carey interview is up there as well. When I interviewed Mariah in 2019, that was special for me. My mom, I did that in a live studio audience, and that was the first time my mom came to see me watch me do an interview. So that was crazy. Nas, I interviewed Nas back in the day for the was it the 15th year anniversary of Illmatic? It was 2009. It was for a article in Double XL. That was a great interview, but it was a written piece. So those are some of them. But Kendrick, I will put Kendrick at the top, and then also Wiz Khalifa, the Tell All the Dice interview. That was fun. Did you hear the Dave East and Young Chris album? I did not. Damn, Dash, I didn't. I didn't even know that dropped. Shit, I'm slipping. Good times. Much love to you. Never a whack Jada verse. All right. It's between Lil Wayne and Young Thug for Dud of the Year. Yeah. 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 Okay. Mike says, shout out to Mike, member for 12 months, man. Shout out to Mike, man. That's my guy. Appreciate you and the work you put in for the culture, Rob. Much love and success in 2026. Got to put these kids to bed. Peace, man. Nah, do your thing, brother. Love to you. I told you Mike is part of our monthly music club membership. So if you join that tier, you get access to a Discord where we all kind of just talk our shit all week. And then every Sunday we get on like a private Google chat meet and just talk. And each week a member picks an album, and then we listen to the album for the week, and then we come back next week and we talk about it, and then we also talk about all things that are going on in hip hop. So, if that sounds nice to you, man, go ahead and join. And there goes Young Stevie said, how does it work? I just explained how it work. I think if you click on the video, you could pick like join right under a video on desktop, and then there's 2 tiers: community tier, monthly music club. And I'm looking for ways in 2026 to just like up the value that y'all get for that. But we meet every Discord, and we meet every Sunday, and we talk, man. We got a nice little community, man. So Young Steve, man, join, man. If it sounds interesting, man, come on and join. No Limit versus Cash Money was a great moment. 2025 was amazing, not gonna lie. That was a good moment. It was a good moment. Oh man, me and X was so good on that stage. I'm still not a Silk the Shocker fan. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and then we pick a project and listen to it, and we talk about it basically. So, but we also talk other stuff. We probably spend like the first half hour talking about the project that we picked. Like this last week, a member named James, he had picked Brother Ali, Shadows on the Sun, and we listened to that. And we talked about it for about a half hour, and then we got into a bunch of other stuff. In the past, we've listened to John Connor, we've listened to Lareezy, we've listened to MOP, we've listened to Above the Law, we've listened to Jay-Z, The Blueprint, we've listened to. It's always something different, man. But DJ Quick's album, we listened to a DJ Quick album. It's always kind of something. The next one we're gonna do, and I think next week, just look in the post for the announcement. I think next Sunday, instead of us going live privately, the members are gonna go live so y'all all can see. So we'll all talk about it. But the next, somebody picked Good Kid, Mad City for the next album that we're gonna listen to. So it just kind of runs the gamut. Silk is cold. Relax. Okay. What you say about my mama? Nah, shout out to my mom, man. I can't wait to see my mom on Christmas. Let's see. What era of Kendrick is your favorite? Maybe Good Kid, maybe Damn. One of those two is a toss up. Who are the new young guys with staying power that could be rap stars? I don't know. I like Smarson a lot. I think Smarson could be dope. I think Chris Patrick, I'm excited about. I'm excited about when he's brand new. I'm still assessing, but man, I really like this Mark Lux album. Lareezy. I think there's a lot. I don't know. I don't know if rap stars exist the same way that they did. I think the road is going to be a lot different. I got to really think about that. I appreciate the question. You're forcing me to think, but I got to think about that. And with that, I think I'm going to wind down. I think I'm going to wind down now. I'm going to go take a shower. But we're going to be back next Sunday. We're going to do another live stream next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And salute to y'all. Oh, Fresh Out Hip Hop. Thank you. Salute to y'all. Oh, here's Blue. He said the sit down convo y'all had with LC, EVA, Head, and Parks was fire. Support your favorite journalist. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Fresh Out. Am I tripping? Are y'all the one? Did you do? And forgive me if I'm wrong, but did y'all do the Twitter post about who's gonna be the next Hot 97 morning show host? I feel like that was y'all. I'm used to seeing y'all on Twitter, but let me know if I'm tripping. Was that y'all? Like they had Academics. Yeah, that was Fresh Out. Yeah, that was Fresh Out Hip Hop. It was like Academics, Joe Budden, me, Wayno. I appreciated that, man. It was like 9 people. Fresh Out Hip Hop. So follow Fresh Out Hip Hop on Twitter and on YouTube, man. I thank you for including me in that conversation. It was funny because I had people who are maybe not so much in the industry hitting me up like, "Yo, you gonna get that Hot 97 job?" It's like, not me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was dope being included in that conversation. So I appreciate y'all. And happy holidays to y'all all. Yes, my man Dynamics, Mr. North, man. Love you, man. Enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to Manny. Thank you. Bits of Berry, appreciate you giving love to Jesse Reyes' album on Revolt, one of my favorite R&B albums this year. I thought Painted Memories was fantastic. I love that album, man. She definitely should have got that Grammy nomination. But happy holidays to y'all all. We'll be back, like I said, next Sunday. Just check the post, man. I'll put the time up, but we'll be back. But it's going to be next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a live stream with some of the monthly music club members. Y'all get to meet some of the guys. So, and women are invited too. We got a couple women in the Discord too. So like, don't be afraid, man. Like come, like hang out, kick it with us. And I'm gonna do lives more often, but I appreciate y'all. All right. Love. To the next time. Peace. Subscribe.